Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching a program that we do every Sunday night. We channel myself and other very good channelers, channel uh, councils of nine, the Council of Light, the original council itself, and any and all light beings that wish to come down and give us not just messages, but also many times, every day, every time, I should say, coordinates where we can go to different places. Now that those places could be other dimensions, other planets, other galaxies, could be in Earth, could be a different time period. Um, whatever they feel they need to take us with or take us to so we can start to remember. And remembrance isn't about always knowing who you are, but remembrance is about remembering who you have been, what you have done, what your gifts are. Little subtle things sometimes that you remember so you can continue on your journey. And these days, we all need some positive energy to flow through us. And these types of programs will do that, will help you slow down enough so you can receive what you need. It's been trying to find you, it's been trying to catch up to you, but you're always going, 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 going. And when you slow down, you allow yourself and your higher self and your soul and you, anybody else, any other guides, etc., that are trying to catch up to you to give you the information. Open your remembrance, opening your mind, opening your conscious, and allowing you to remember sometimes even other lifetimes. With that being said, if you want to participate um, and you don't know how to travel, astral project, or however you want to call it, or travel to these places, just set the intention that you're going wherever we are going. And that will help you. So you don't have to be fearful. You don't have to stress yourself over it, because the more relaxed you are, the more you will get out of it, because you're not providing blockages. You're unblocking the flow of information, flow of energy, the flow of who you truly are, and the connection. Take a deep breath. I want everyone to get comfortable. Close your eyes because you want to focus on what you're doing now. And now I open the floor to any and all that are here. And if anyone has starting coordinates, you can share. Okay.
11, 13, 42. 11, 13, 42.
Thank you for repeating it because I first heard 7. So, okay. Now take the deep breath. Now, as it appears to me, which is not necessarily how it appears to anyone else, I see someone that looks like an old wizard, with the beard and the pointy hat, astrologer wizard type of thing, on a desk. And as he's writing in his notebook, in this book with many, many pages, as he's writing, I see energy waves coming out of the book and the pen that he's using. And what I am getting from that is that he is writing down information to then deposit it into your field so you could access at any time. Not exactly Akashic records, but these are possibly formulas. These are possibly recipes for different um, tonics, etc. These appear, one or two appear to be thoughts that you particularly had that were really groundbreaking and in other lifetimes they are the ones, those thoughts are the ones that really helped you. And he's just writing them down so you can look at the book at any time, access that book, and then remember what you have forgotten. And that's how it appears to me. It appears to be this desk is just floating in space with beautiful stars all around and planetary systems and all that, but it's not constant anywhere. It's just floating around. Anyone else experiencing something different, similar?
I see the wizard, and he's there, but within this, I'm seeing a white surface, i.e., snow or white dusting or something.
Yes, we're having trouble hearing you.
Sorry.
That's better.
There's white dusting on the ground. He's there. The wizard is there. Um, it's kind of a purple sky or horizon in the distance. Um, he wants us also to remember majesty. We don't always take moments in our human world to recognize the depth of the creation around us. And in that majesty of creation, there are millions and millions and millions of messages that we can access if we take the time to observe, to absorb, to listen, um, to integrate.
Mm. Yeah. Anyone else?
He's more than a magician, wizard. I'm not sure how to clarify that.
Mm.
Um, that's kind of a starting point, if you will.
Mhm.
He's been responsible for recording wisdom over millennia and centuries. He has a certain aspect about him that holds the glue together, if you will. When there's great discord,
Mhm.
he's responsible for making sure that the discord is at least managed enough, um, and yet allowing the discord's role to play its needed and necessary role. Um, it keeps a certain balance in the cosmos. Yet he's not an archangel. He's not an ascended master or entities that we typically would look at for that role or responsibility.
Mhm.
He's from Xandauer. And that's a millennia of distance of many, many galaxies. But that's a little bit broader picture of what his role is.
I keep hearing Elijah, but I don't know if that, the prophet Elijah who was taken up into heaven, and I think he records things, but I don't know if this is the same.
That's possible because I am getting that lack of the wizard is from a planet similar to, or an area similar to Sirius, but in a whole different other galaxy far away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got that same type of divine energy, ascended master energy. It's just his appearance is different. And that's the best way I can describe that. Um,
Wants us to look at the surrounding landscape in more depth. I'm seeing very diverse plant entities. They're not just plants, but that's the only reference I can really attribute to them. And there seems to be a crystalline like glow that surrounds the plants.
mhm,
Um, mhm. These growths, these entities are um, for all practical purposes, the people of the area. I'm cringing on that one myself.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes we see things that are just so vastly different from our perceptions of what quote unquote reality is
mhm,
that it's difficult to draw parallels. What is unique about them, not necessarily unique galactically, but unique from an earthly perspective, is that there's great harmony between the different entities. Um, they don't really think. They communicate, but they don't really think.
mhm,
If that makes sense. Um,
mhm,
they share knowledge with their roots,
mhm.
with their foundation. It's not just roots, but um, it's quite unusual.
Hmm.
Their energy is very pure.
Mhm.
uh, Very restorative.
Mhm. Yes. Sometimes the wording is just so small compared to the greatness and the grandness of what we see.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly am hoping that most of the viewers can follow and experience the same things.
And there's a plant that would be roughly equivalent to grass on Earth in how in its height but it's an indigo in color. Uh, it's soft and velvety.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there's no need to cut it. It grows so high and that's it. And it's like a blanket covering large areas of the planet that we're on, or whatever it is we're on.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. It's just I'm being sucked into this wonderful experience, and I keep forgetting I have to come and speak. Um, they while the wizard is writing, and I see that light, that beautiful energy beam coming out. It's kind of like it's not a being, but kind of just like energy coming up like mist, or when you're cooking and the water is boiling, you see that coming up. Well, it looks like that. And then when I look at the horizon, it's all purplish and it has that same type of mist.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then when I look at there's a body of liquid. For all intent purposes, it looks like a body of water, it's just a different color. And it's got violets and blues and dark blues, like a indigo color, purplish colors, some a little pink, like all just mixed in. There isn't any particular area that's one color or another. It's all just in. Nothing, nothing in particular or any one section in particular. Just trying to describe the best I can see this. There are plants in that body of water. Um, and I'm saying that very loosely, people, very loosely. It is a liquid that acts like water, but very different in color and it feels like it's got little sparkly fairy dust. Best way I can explain it in there. So when you touch that liquid, you actually feel the fairy dust going through your hands and um, actually giving you energy, providing healing, providing um, clarity. Um, and they kind of put me on top of like what I would say a mountain on a cliff, kind of where I could see out. And it is just so mesmerizing. Um, that's why I've been so quiet because it's hard to explain. But it's literally pulling you in. And if you allow it, it will pull you in so you could get that full experience of that energy, that calming um, wisdom energy that is there. Very loving. Um, it's just very interesting.
The pool is a pool of enlightenment, is what I'm being told. And you can not only touch the liquid surface, but you can immerse yourself in it.
Mhm.
And all stagnant perceptions are banished and filled with clarity, filled with uh, divine peace, divine love.
Mhm.
Uh, it's one that alters your perceptions once you've experienced it,
Mhm.
and you won't look at things quite the same
Mhm.
after experiencing it.
Yes. I'm just, like I said, it's so mesmerizing that it's hard to put into words. Mm.
It allows us to experience our higher selves in its greatest potential, let me say.
Mm.
Mm. And because of what we're being offered in the visual cues and the cues of our clairs,
Mhm.
um, it is integrating anybody who experiences this in a very unique way.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know that I would necessarily say DNA transformation, but soul transformation for sure.
Mhm. Yes. Definitely a much higher level than one would normally experience. Now,
Okay, go ahead.
I'm being told that once you do experience this and you allow yourself to experience this, you will actually start to see things so differently, so much brighter. And it's like, say, for example, a leaf here on Earth, you would see like little sparkly crystals on each leaf. And you will see the beauty and the energy that comes with it.
When it started, it was the wizard is laughing at us. It's like they got it, they figured it out. Um,
Yeah, well, like I said, everybody has a sense of humor. As we struggle to figure things out with a little tiny human brain, or I should say,
Water, the water in the pool of enlightenment has a density to it thicker than what we would call water, more like a liquidy gel. Um, and when you enter the pool, and it almost uh, it has that buoyancy that keeps one's head above water, so to speak.
Mhm.
It doesn't let you sink down with it over your head, so where you would be unable to breathe. It
Right.
keeps the liquid holds you up, so to speak. It's not quite accurate, but that's the closest I can think to describe it. That if you went to swim in that water, it would be effortless for you to stay afloat. You wouldn't have to work very hard at staying afloat.
Okay. Mm. Mm.
And now I see the wizard closing the book
Mhm.
and asking us to absorb another couple minutes to absorb what we need to absorb. And it's time for us to go to the next reality.
Mhm. So remember, just keep breathing with purpose so that your breath allows you to relax enough to surrender to this experience so you could get the greatest amount of benefit from it. Hmm. Okay. Open another set of numbers. Going to take us very quickly. I don't want us
20,
to spend too much time there, though.
25,
Mhm.
13, 4, 3, 1, 25, 13, 4, 3, and 1. And I'm seeing a waterfall that we all need to immerse ourselves through it. Apparently, there's a residual from the previous place that needs to be rinsed off, if you will,
Mhm.
um, because it would, its presence would not do well in the earth realm.
Right.
So we are each being asked to walk through the waterfall and allow whatever mm, residual dust, if you will, that might be lingering on us to be rinsed off so that we would be able to descend when the time is appropriate with safety.
Mhm. Um, at least for me, it's nice and warm water, thankfully. Because at 19 degrees over here, I take it. Just for the record. So, um, okay. It is
This
nice and refreshing.
Mhm.
It
It's
is.
protected with crystal ring of stones around the wide perimeter of this place.
Mhm.
It,
Yes.
where we were boosted much within spiritually, this is boosting um, more the physicality things that we deal with. It's boosting that healing, that aspect of the
Mhm.
physical, emotional, more of the temporal things.
Mhm. Okay. We're saying finish up.
Mhm.
Okay. Nice, Jazz. I see you went through it already.
Mhm.
Leave. Says, I know you're enjoying it, but
Okay, I'll come out.
we want
Yeah.
you to take a nice deep breath. Just to settle your energies and the energies integrate properly without any difficulty or blockages. Take the wisdom that you have obtained today and let that flourish. Take the healing that you have obtained today and let that multiply. Slowly. Now let's go down back into, slowly into our present reality. Wherever you are, sitting, lying down, your house, your office, your car, even the park if you are there, wherever you are, wherever you started this journey. It's 4. Take another deep breath in. Today, let's just give thanks and be grateful for all that has happened and not happened, that we have and not have, and that we have experienced and not experienced. Take the wisdom, the knowledge, and bring it down to 3. 2, take a nice deep breath and exhale. So more of it integrates in your field. 1, and back to R0. For those that are watching, I would suggest that you, before you forget, whenever you do open your eyes, write down what you experienced, because that in itself is going to be a lesson, a guidance of some sort. You're going to be receiving some type of answer that you've been looking for. Maybe it's just clarity. And just recall the H detail as best as you can. Take a deep breath, and whoever has not opened their eyes, you could just stay there present till whenever you feel called to open your eyes. I want to thank everyone who is here, to my channels that are always so helpful in bringing the collective energy in. To those that are watching, please remember to share, to like, to subscribe. Does not cost to subscribe, and you will be able to get the notification every time that we do this, which we plan to do it every Sunday night. With that being said, hope you have a great week. We'll see you next week, and we love you all. Bye.